Mark Ruffalo has played the Hulk for the better part of a decade now, and there doesn't seem to be any indication of him leaving the character behind. So now the actor finally opens up on retiring the character, and he offers up exactly what it would take for him to retire. So this comes at us from an interview that Mark Ruffalo did with Variety, where he talks about the future of the Hulk and reflects on his time in the role and how far he's come. And the first thing he says is the fact that he's honestly still shocked that he's here, because right now he's 67 years old. He's been doing this for a decade, and every time they ask him to come back, he's shocked that he's being brought back, that he hasn't been recast, that the character hasn't been killed off or forgotten, and that the Hulk is still such an important part of the Marvel Universe. And he says that, to him, it's one of these things where he doesn't want to get too far ahead of himself, but he loves his time as the Hulk. And of course, like previous interviews, he's compared it to characters like Hamlet, where so many different interpretations and versions are done that everybody gets the time to do their own. And he feels lucky that he's been the Hulk for so long that he's really defined a generation. And that the older he grows, the more he's interested in playing different versions of Hulk and seeing what they can do in terms of growing the character, going in different directions, but also exploring a long journey that the MCU allows these characters to go on. So in essence, what he said is, I'm going to be the Hulk up until they either fire me or I can't do it anymore. And, you know, it's interesting because I think that's one of those types of things you hear and you're just like, you know what? That kind of makes sense, especially for a CG character. Like, he could legit be playing the Hulk 20 years from now if he's still doing voice acting, when the Hulk, being the Hulk the entire time, will literally just be easy to do. Right? Because the CG and technology will have advanced so far that having the Hulk literally be the Hulk in every single episode of a TV series every week will be affordable easily by these studios. So honestly, it's going to be interesting to see if he ever does retire, or maybe he chooses to retire at some point and somebody else takes over, but they would obviously still be the same version of the Hulk, just a different actor, much like he's playing Edward Norton's version of the character.